All right, we're going to get into this. Ex-NBA player Joe Smith finds out his wife has an OnlyFans account. And before we get into this video, I'm going to say this. I believe this video is staged. I believe it's because Joe Smith is having financial difficulties right now. He's blowing his money, and they're using this to try to start an OnlyFans account, because after looking her up, I found out that she's used to be a corn star, and maybe this right here is a way to try to get her out into the limelight and get people to check it out. And usually stuff like that does happen once you find out somebody who's famous, whether you know them or not, or someone who's associated with somebody famous, then people curiosity get the best of them. So I think this is what it is for a lot of people on different sides of that argument, whether she should be able to do it and whether she should or whether she shouldn't. Well, I'm gonna try my best not to stop the video too much.
This shit is stupid, yo. I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding out you got an OnlyFans page. Out of all these years, yo, the disrespect that comes with it, that you could even talk to me before you did it, that's bullshit, yo. That's fucked up, Keith. I'm telling you, yo, that's fucked up.
Wait, no, calm. But you're not gonna say fuck me or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
You recording me? What the fuck you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look. So, I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course, I'm mad at you just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with.
I will say this. If there is something like this, something big like this you're discussing, you shouldn't be recording it, for the world to see. You definitely shouldn't be walking away from the conversation. This is a conversation to be had.
Anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my fucking choice?
I'm your partner, you're supposed to come to me and talk to me.
If I hear that one more time and people using that like it's just something like you can just say that and that excuses you from bad behavior or anything like that. I understand your body, your choice, but that's within reason. I'm gonna get to that in a minute.
I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no solution. Not in my book. That's no solution.
You knew who the fuck I was when you met me.
Before,
I
knew that.
thought that I would never have to go back to anything like this again. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
After that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously it hasn't.
No, it had to. I had to do something.
It hasn't. You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the fuck?
Come on, Keish, with that. It don't matter what they breaking you off. It's the disrespect that comes with it.
What disrespect?
You couldn't come and talk to me about it.
Okay, well, we're talking about it now.
Because I had to find out on the fly.
All right, then. But now, okay.
No,
so, wait.
I had to find out on the fly.
So now you know.
Yeah, now I know.
Okay. And so? Whatever. I've been doing what I have to do, period. Like, that's bottom line. That's what it is.
Okay. Now, first of all, I find that find it kind of suspect because she was smiling and stuff. But if that is how the relationship goes and he has no say so, one, he shouldn't have married this woman. She said he knew what she was. He knew. And I mean, of course she played like that was her past and everything was all good. But a past is a good indicator of how your future going to go. That's why credit card companies look at your past credit history before they lend anything to you. Like that's just, that's just common sense. But I'm going to go into, I'm going into some things that are scripturally sound. Let's just see what the Bible has to say about this. And Also, that's what I looked her up. Her name is, she went by the name of Yasmin Penn Davis. And while I'm not going to call out any of the names of these movies or anything like that, and of course I'm not going to show any pictures, but you can see some of the names, some kind of pretty raunchy. But let's see what the Bible has to say about, nakedness. And well, let's go first because she said her body, her choice. Let's go to that first. Let's see. All right. Concerning married life, and this is coming from 1 Corinthians 7:1-6, and this is the King James Bible. Always go with the King James Bible because, okay, it changed on me. All right, let's go back. It switched on me. All right. Okay, all right. We got that now because I noticed what happens is they changed when the screen refresh, it changed into the NIV version. And I noticed they want to push that version a lot. You got to watch that because that version says over 144,000 words. I think that's the number, but if it is, that's the number of God's elect, and which is really weird. But they said over 144,000 words and phrases have been changed. They said they have been changed to they have been changed and taken out to not offend certain people, and those certain people, maybe they're offensive to God if the word of God offends them. So I go with the King James Version, and I don't want the New King James Version or anything like that because it's not a New King James Version at that point. It's just a new version, just under the guise of the King James Version. And they're saying these great scholars of today, these modern minds who are so much smarter and brilliant, they've translated better than the original King James Version, which makes no sense because when it comes to language, it all has to do with perspective of the day, and people who are closer to that time period in which they were speaking that language, they have a better perspective and a better they're better equipped to translate it into a certain language because they understand what was meant by certain things. And you're not going to tell me that modern scholars who are further removed from when these languages were spoken and these things were written are better at interpreting, in translating these scriptures. So that's not happening. So let's get with the King James Version. And this is in concerning marriage, and what it says. Now concerning the things where ye have wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also unto the wife unto the husband. The wife have not power over her body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband have not power over his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one another, except it be with consent for a time that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your inconstancy. All right, I'm all over the place right now, but you see what it said. What it says. It says that your body is not yours. So she said, "My body, my choice." Her body is not hers to share with the world. It belongs to her husband. and likewise his unto her. You know? So when she's saying that, that makes no sense. And let's see what God says about nakedness. It's always dealt with, when it comes to nakedness, always dealt with shame. You know, and that's what he meant by disrespect. It's always meant with shame by God, and or wickedness and sin. And in Genesis 9:23, you see it says, and Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon their shoulders, and went backwards and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. They were not supposed to see the nakedness of their father, but let's put that verse in context. All right, now this is Genesis 9:23. It says, and Noah began to be an husband, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine, and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. See, because he's seen his nakedness, and it was a shameful thing to do. It was a wicked thing to do. He knew better, and he wasn't supposed to do this. This is like a wife knows she's not, well, a woman in general or a man in general, we're not supposed to show our nakedness. It is shame. It is wickedness. It is something that we're not supposed to do except for our spouse, someone who we're married to. But ultimately, I believe this is just a ploy to try to get her OnlyFans account up. And because I've seen things like saying the return of whatever, I forget her name, Penn Davis, like the return of her, and they're making like this is something so big. You don't fall for the hype. Don't let curiosity get you. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I've been on here too long. Get your Christ on so you can get your life on. Yeah.